Kristen Nicole Martin here with theCUBE. We are in the thick of it on the show floor at Qlik Connect, and we have a very special person here to talk to us about the AI story. Welcome, Jourdan,
Hi,
Head of AI Practice.
Yep.
How's it going?
It's going great. It's exciting. It's day one, but lots of stuff going on.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Like you said, lots of stuff, lots of people.
Yeah.
What have you been hearing on the show floor?
Well, I've done a few workshops at this point. I've been in a couple of theater sessions. Lots to talk about AI, as you can imagine. Lots of agentic talk. So we're kind of helping people understand, what does that mean to us? What does it mean to Qlik? And how do we bring agentic into their organizations in a way that makes sense for what they're trying to do? So.
And it seems very, able to address a lot of use cases, right? And that's pretty important because so many organizations are looking to increase their adoption of enterprise AI. Tell us a little bit more about how you are helping to facilitate that.
Yeah, so I think at the core of it, what Qlik does is all about enterprise strategy, like you said. So how do we make the AI that people are bringing in their organizations reliable, trustworthy, and explainable? So that's really the focus of what we're doing for customers is how do we build the foundation so that you're working with the right data to do your AI. But then when we implement AI, how do we make your end users trust what they're seeing and believe that the answers they're getting are answers that they can go and use in their day-to-day in the organization?
So what are some of the coolest things that you've been able to do so far this year, maybe even today at the show?
Yeah, so sometimes it's simple stuff. Recently, over the last year, we've introduced data flows, which gives us the ability to transform data sets for machine learning, in this case for our predictive AI, Qlik Predict, in a way that you don't have to write any code. So a lot of our users are super familiar with Qlik Script and the ability to write kind of data transformations that way, but we've now brought an experience where they can just drag and drop tiles and build these same machine learning data sets in a way that maybe a newer user to Qlik can get started on day one and not have to learn a new language to do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so I know one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was the analytics innovations.
Yeah, so data flows is a big one. We showed at the keynote today a new capability coming called table recipe, which will add even more ability for users to work with their data and make transformations on the fly. We're introducing time series capabilities to Qlik Predict, which has been a huge ask from our customers, is to make it a lot easier to do demand and sales forecasting out of the box with their predictive models. So that is a capability that's coming this year. We're also bringing, obviously you've heard a lot about the agentic AI capabilities. And so we're expanding our Qlik Answers offering to not only work with the unstructured data that it's been working on the last few years, the last year, but also add that structured data that so many Qlik customers are already working with today into those agents. So now they can ask a question, and whether that question is answered with structured or unstructured data, they have one place that they can get the answer and then be able to take action and integrate back into the business systems that they use day to day to do something with the answer that they're getting.
And these customer stories, I mean, we've met people from Israel and from the Netherlands and from Brazil. The culture here is amazing. The customers are amazing. Yeah. What are some of the customer stories that you've heard even today?
Yeah, I mean, I like to go back to the ones that everyone seems to have a customer story that's driving some sort of business value in terms of cost savings or increased revenue. I always like the ones that have an impact on human lives too. So we always share the story about a healthcare provider here in the US who has hundreds of hospitals and clinics. They use Qlik Predict to be able to predict which customers or which patients are unlikely to show up for a healthcare appointment. And that's important because they're based in coal miner country in Appalachian region, in Kentucky and West Virginia. And so they're able to help those kind of patients that are unable to access healthcare on a regular basis show up for those appointments and get the medical care that they need because they're proactively using predictive analytics to be able to address the ones that may not show up to get the healthcare that they need at their appointments.
That's a fantastic story, and we love hearing about the human side on theCUBE. So thank you so much for sharing that. One last question before we let you go. Maybe you can't say too much about it, but we'd love to hear about some of the coolest things we can maybe expect in 2025.
Yeah, so I mentioned that we're bringing time series capabilities into Qlik Predict, so that will be something that we release in 2025. We're expanding our model ops capabilities in the predictive platform, so making it easier for you to, once you've deployed your machine learning model, continue to understand how accurate it's performing over time so that you can always have the best possible model in production. And then I'm personally excited about the agentic side of bringing actions into Qlik Answers. So what that means is once I've asked a question, I've got an answer. I want to send a Teams message. I want to create an appointment in Outlook. Maybe I want to update a Salesforce opportunity. Because we have had the app automations capabilities in our platform for so long, we're able to bring that in the agentic experience so that the user can then do all those actions out of the box just by telling the assistant that that's what they want to be able to do.
Well, thank you so much, Kyle. It's great to meet you here. Great to see all the excitement here on the show floor. And to all the viewers out there, stay tuned. We are going to have a demo with Kyle later on. Make sure you check it out at thecube.net.